Fulfilled life to me is a healthy, happy, and holy life.
Personally, to me, it's really simple actually. You wake up and first you have to smile and to set your plans for the day. And whenever you smile to others, they will smile back. It's always, for me, it's like, that fulfills me.
Well, to me, live a fulfilled life means to live fully. Whatever you're doing it at 100%, doing excellent in whatever you're doing, living through your values, whatever they are.
You always have to set your plans so that you can meet those plans, and if you meet them perfectly, you will be happy. That's what makes me happy.
Follow your path, whatever it might be, and to be 100% sure that what you're doing is serving you or serving others. And to live 100%, to do whatever you feel like doing, you want to do, and serve others, serve you, serve God, whatever, and to be in love with what you're doing.
The Yogi Bhajan, he said, we are spiritual beings, have a human experience. And I totally agree with it. And we're here on this earth to experience all this Maya, all this money, all this stuff. And Kundalini and meditation is what brings us out of that. And that's our challenge as beings on this earth. And that's what we have to learn.
I read this poster once. I think it was in Manali. It was the Dalai Lama's quote of what is the meaning of life. He said, the meaning of life is, we're on this earth for 60, 70 years at the most. And in that time, we live to make other people happy. And I really like that. That's what I figure out.
Love. It's love for what you do, for what you believe in, for everything that surrounds you. To learn how to love what you're doing, how you're living, things that you don't like, and things that you like. And just do everything that you do with that love, with that devotion.
I think every person in the world has its own meaning. Every creature is here for a reason, and it might depend. But I think one meaning is that you should live your life happy and perfectly, and do whatever you have to do, but do it perfectly. Otherwise you will be reincarnated or come back to Earth, and you have to do it so long, and you have to be reincarnated for so long that you will meet it perfectly and do your job perfectly. That's what I think. So everyone has a task, and that's why we're here.
Serving and devotion. It's something that has to be related to love also as well. It's as you love everything and you realize that everything is within you and everything is outside of you, and everyone around you is you also, and a reflection or projection of the universe and of God, then whatever you do, you can't, if you live by that, if you live by believing that you and the universe and everything is one, then you live a life of service, because whatever you may do is to serve the others, because it's we're all one.
So the meaning of life, I would just say, is to have fun and live live to your fullest, live to your destiny. My name, Siri Simran, means great meditator, and every day I meditate and believe I am the great meditator, and that is the meaning for my life.
Aquarian age, the difference between what we have now compared to what we will have in the future is an overload of electronics, technology that'll just fry our nervous systems by looking at the computer for too long. Anything you want now, you can get at the click of a finger. But that actually does a lot of harm to our insides. It'll mess up the nervous systems. The nervous system will be overloaded, your mind will be flooded with thoughts that you don't need. And that's the Aquarian age, the information age, I should say.
I think we are definitely on a transition, as we know, and you can see it all around the world. You can see all the political problems we're having right now all over the world, Egypt, the economic crisis in Europe, this change and economic growth in India. We're seeing a lot of changes, and like a lot of things that were hidden are not anymore there. Everything is coming to light, and I feel that that's the way it's going to be in the future. We're going through this phase that it might be really difficult, and right now everyone is going nuts because there is so much information and so much energetic change that if you don't meditate, if you don't do yoga, or if you don't have a technique to sustain and contain yourself in this crazy world, then you go cuckoo.
Yeah, this is Aquarian age. You get too much information, superficial information, which you actually don't need, and you have to like filter it so that you don't get crazy. And one way to filter it is with the use of yoga, Kundalini yoga, to like don't have too much information in your head, and to get just the right and important information that you need. But it will be crazy, and people will be like freaking out, I think. And it's started like, I don't know, probably like 50 years ago, 100 years ago when the technology came. And people get like psychological diseases, not physical diseases anymore, and there's so much medicine for it, but it's not helping. If you just take like medicine from outside, you have to heal yourself from within.
I think it'll come to a place that we live in more like a general consciousness, like a universal consciousness, where we are more aware of our surroundings, more aware of Earth, more aware of the other peoples we're dealing with, and it won't be everything for me, you know. It will be more like of sharing and interacting in a very different way than we were doing in the Piscean age. And it'll be an age of, like Jogi Bayan said, you will be the teacher. You're not going to be searching for the teacher, because you'll have that. If you work in yourself and you attach to a practice and to a technique, then you'll have the capability of you being the teacher and you containing a space and you being the light towards the people who don't have that. And if that keeps on going, there will be a huge change where at one time we'll all be like in that same state of consciousness and awareness.
I've been doing Kundalini my whole life, so when I started it was just kind of, that was my life, and I didn't know anything else, and so it was like, everyone's like, oh, Kundalini, it's the best thing ever, and I'm like, well, I've been doing it my whole life, I'm not exactly sure what people see in it, because that's just all I've ever known. But I go to MPA and Middipiti Academy, and we have this hard, very structured schedule, and Kundalini is a huge part of that, and you learn to just love it, and you get all these amazing experiences. You just push yourself to the very, very limits.
Well, it has a lot to do with discipline and your mind. And if you do yoga, it's first hard, like to keep the posture and like to keep up and to not put your arms down or not get out of the posture, and the more you do it, the stronger you get in your head, and the more you control what's going on in your head, and it's called mind. We call that mind in yoga. And if you can control your mind in yoga, and also can control it in school, in your normal life, in relationship with others.
Kundalini Yoga is a tool, and what it does for me is it helps me prosper in what I want to do, and so by doing that, I uplift others by giving them an icon to look forward into.
So when it comes to meditation and when it comes to yoga, I'm sitting there in the 60-degree angle for 15 minutes or whatever, and the one thing that gets me through is thinking in my mind, you know, like I could just put my arms down and be lame and not push myself, or I could push myself to my limits and feel the amazing effect that it gives me after.
For me personally, to have like my meditation, my own practice, my own sadhana, and to extend that in everything in my life. It's not just only meditating, it's doing good at school, being a good friend, being a good daughter, and just expanding that expansion of the self, basically.
You kind of just wish everyone would do yoga and everyone would meditate, because then everyone would be enlightened.
Well, for me personally, it was the teachings. It was finding a teacher, and meditation really is what gets me through my whole day, through my whole life. Like everyone says, like, oh, you meditate so much. It's not about me being super disciplined or anything. It's just that I know that if I don't meditate, I go off balance. So having a daily practice, whatever it might be, there are tons of different techniques. The one that I found was Kundalini Yoga, and that's the one that has served me. Having a practice is amazing. It's like what sustains me, what gives me the power to go, and it's who I am. It's part of who I am right now. I couldn't change it for anything. It's amazing. And learning how to deal with yourself, how to feel your own true self within yourself, and how to deal with everything that is around you without going nuts.
Think about your actions, what you do, what you think. Don't just go with the flow. Maybe be different. Maybe it helps to be different. And appreciate yourself. You're great. Everyone is great. And everyone has the ability to do something better and greater than he or she will think, because we have the power in us. A lot of people just don't know it.
Push yourself to your limits and be the best you can be.